Force Ghost Anakin Skywalker is completely broken in terms of power. But before we discuss how powerful he is, please click the link in the description below to make yourself more aware about the strikes that are happening right now. The writers, actors, and anyone who had their hands in production for shows like Ahsoka are the reasons why we're getting the shows that we love. And please support those actors and writers that are on strike today. Without them, I can't react and I can't talk about these awesome shows. When it comes to Anakin Skywalker, I always think about one thing: the potential of the Chosen One. And that's why Revenge of the Sith is my favorite movie. That's why Anakin Skywalker is always consistently like my favorite character, because of the what if, who he could have been, the power that he had, the Chosen One, man. And with the most recent episode of Ahsoka, my goodness gracious fam, it seems like we're finally getting the depiction of what we always wanted. And that's what's really insane here, is not just Anakin Skywalker showing himself in a full physical form, but also the world between worlds. And while we still don't really understand what the world between worlds is and what it can do, it's very obvious that there is so much power residing in that plane. When I think about the world between worlds and what's possible, I often think about Mortis. Mortis is very similar and is also connected to the world between worlds. And we always have to remember what Qui-Gon Jinn said about Mortis. The entire flow of the universe goes through Mortis. And if that power is there because it acts like an amplifier and a magnet, then perhaps these rules are exactly the same for the world between worlds. And taking a note from Qui-Gon Jinn as well, this is a character who is strong within the Force, but not as strong as Anakin Skywalker full potential, right? Force Ghost here, Chosen One. This is a character that died and didn't complete his training to become a Force Ghost. But on Mortis, he is in practically full physical form, or another version of a Force Ghost. And the only reason why that's possible for someone without their training is because the Force is so potent there, and it's an amplifier. And we see just how powerful that is when Anakin Skywalker uses his power to subdue the daughter and the son. And another great example of that power is, again, when Qui-Gon Jinn reaches out to Yoda in Season 6 of the Clone Wars when he's guiding Yoda through his training. Qui-Gon Jinn cannot appear as a physical Force ghost like we see in Kenobi and like we see in the Mortis arc of the Clone Wars. I think these alone are very great, obvious guidelines of just how strong the Force Ghost of Anakin Skywalker is. But another great example is in my favorite Disney book, Shadow of the Sith, where Luke Skywalker is trying to find Exegol. And after Luke Skywalker finds some dark side crystals and a holocron, he dips deep into meditation. And there, as he's focusing on the location of Exegol and the Sith, he is thrown metaphysically, spiritually to Exegol and is trapped there. It's such a strong Force vision that he himself believes it is real because he feels his body. He feels the dirt beneath his shoes and the wind and the lightning cackle on Exegol. And from there, he's basically jumped by 9 Sith wraiths and so many other Sith spirits, and he's getting overpowered. And then Anakin Skywalker's Force Ghost shows up and takes it to all of these Sith entities. And it's crazy because a Force Ghost, right? An average Force Ghost should not be able to appear on something like Exegol. It's practically suffocating for a light side entity such as a Jedi. But Anakin Skywalker is the Chosen One, and perhaps this is why he's only able to do this. He literally takes the fight and instills fear in all of these other Sith spirits that are there who are about to overpower and potentially kill Luke Skywalker in his prime. And now we have physical Anakin, a physical form of Anakin Skywalker in the world between worlds. Ahsoka has never willingly entered the world between worlds. Ezra Bridger pulls her out before being killed by Darth Vader. And then now again in Ahsoka, where Anakin Skywalker pulls her in. And this is really important because when you think about people that were trying to obtain entrance into the world between worlds, you think of one person and one person alone, and that is Palpatine, Darth Sidious. And he put so much effort, knowledge, and resources into obtaining entrance into World Between Worlds, and we see that with Star Wars Rebels. And he was never allowed to gain entrance or had the ability to enter himself. But here is Anakin Skywalker there as a physical form entity and pulling in someone else. That's something that we've seen not even Ezra Bridger do, because Ezra had to gain entrance through the help of Sabine and locating the temple gate itself. So Anakin Skywalker not only is able to appear in physical form, he's also able to go in there whenever he wants and pull people in. And I don't think this is a time travel thing. I think this is just how the Force works, because Dave Filoni has spoken about the world between worlds, and it has nothing to do with time travel. It has nothing to do with gates. Things are the way they are. Everything is happening there all at once, and you can only see and acknowledge things that you are affiliated with or connected to. So Ahsoka being pulled into the world between worlds is exactly the way it was intended and supposed to happen in the Star Wars timeline. Perhaps this is one of those canon events that we see between Anakin Skywalker, the Chosen One, post Return of the Jedi, and Ahsoka Tano. And I do have a lot of questions about this specifically because I'm still not sure if it is Anakin Skywalker or perhaps it's a vision, because even if it is Anakin Skywalker post Return of the Jedi, there's going to be a conversation to be had between Ahsoka and Anakin, because while she was excited at first, I think she's going to become more apprehensive about potentially meeting the person that killed all these younglings and destroyed the entire Jedi Order and hunted down any remaining Jedi. So there's definitely going to be a lot of tension between there. But that's exactly it. What version of Anakin Skywalker are we going to see? Because when you think about Anakin Skywalker, you're thinking about Hayden Christensen's betrayal of Revenge of the Sith and Attack of the Clones Anakin Skywalker. If this is post Return of the Jedi, this is someone that has ascended into something beyond of what we know, and the knowledge of the Force. Perhaps we're going to see a different version of him, not just omnipotent, but also omniscient, all-knowing. And maybe he will be the complete balance, the conduit of the dark side and the light side. I don't know what waits us in the world between worlds, but I cannot wait for more knowledge about what happens with Force Ghosts and the potential power of Anakin Skywalker, because I think the next episode might be insane, or reinventing what we know about the world between worlds and the power of the Force. Let me know what you think about Anakin Skywalker and his limitless power, because I literally think the dude is Superman and I can't wait to see what happens, fam. But you know, that's just me and my bias as an Anakin Skywalker stan, so yeah, fam, I can't wait to see. I hope you all enjoyed. Please go ahead and make yourself known about the writer strike and the actor strike, because fam, without them we can't get any more of this delicious goodness. I hope you all enjoyed this channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already, apprentices and acolytes, and I'll see you around. Deuces.